Section 194 committee that's investigating Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office has resolved not to recuse evidence leader Advocate Nazreen Bawa. The inquiry chairperson Qubudile Dyantyi says the majority of members of the committee have provided their substantive opinions on reasons why they support Bawa's refusal to recuse herself. At the same time, Dyantyi has also noted the minority within the committee which has rejected the move not to recuse Bawa. Athi Mtongana is our reporter following this process live in Cape Town. Athi, what are the reasons put forward by the majority of parties who believe that Advocate Bawa should stay on as evidence leader?
Well, Temegile, you remember that the UDM as well as Godrich Gardi attorneys put forward applications that basically speak to the evidence leader, Advocate Nazreen Bawa, being implicated in litigation that questions her character. And so the MPs before the Section 194 committee noted that these allegations that have been levelled against the evidence leader have no bearing on the work that this committee has to do insofar as investigating and determining the veracity of the charges that have been levelled against the Public Protector at the back of that motion that was tabled, of course, by the Democratic Alliance, which is now has led to this committee being established. The majority of the MPs in the committee have agreed that she should not be removed from these proceedings, hailing her conduct throughout the sittings of this particular committee, while the minority of the members within the committee, by the likes of the UDM, which feel that some of the people that have been mentioned in this particular application, the response by Advocate Bawa at least, which is Barnabas Kulu, to whom which the evidence leader says that the applicants rely on his affidavit, saying that he's a disgruntled litigant who actually was involved in a case that Advocate Nazreen Bawa was senior counsel representing the Department of Fisheries and Forestries, where Advocate Kulu was also in that particular case. She's saying that as the evidence leader, that those particular cases that she's involved in have no bearing on her character as a legal profession, as well as the work that she's currently doing before the Section 194 committee. However, the minority is of the view that Barnabas Kulu should come and answer for some of the allegations that she has levelled against him, and also the EFF saying that she should recuse herself because they don't want to have anyone in the inquiry that has a character that has been questioned. However, the committee has moved to resolve, the majority, of course, to not recuse Advocate Nazreen Bawa. Let's listen to what she had to say.
I respectfully decline the invitation to recuse myself as evidence leader before this committee as a consequence of what is occurring in those proceedings. It does seem to me that the test of recusal, which I don't need to repeat because it's been put before this committee and explained by the parliamentary legal advisor a few days ago, would not necessitate me doing so in any event. But in any event, before this process, I am not the decision maker, nor a member of this committee, nor have the complainants pointed to anything done during this inquiry that warrants my removal by this committee. Of course, the decision is ultimately one that the committee would inevitably have to make.
So on those grounds, Tembegile, the chairperson noted, of course, all the opinions that were put forward by MPs, of course, the majority in favor of her refusal to recuse herself. They also put on record, of course, the objection and the rejection by the EFF as well as the UDM. And so by next week, they will then continue with concluding with some of the witnesses that were chosen by the evidence leaders, so that they can then start with the witnesses that have been identified by the Public Protector herself.
Athi Mtongana, thank you very much for that update from Cape Town.